Vanessa Carlton is back with a new album, which is called Love Isn't Art. But the first single is a very politically charged song, and it is called Die Dinosaur, and it's a very interesting message. And I really feel like Vanessa feels like this song is speaking for young people in America. We're gonna play a little bit of it, and then she's gonna be here to talk about the album, this song, and her involvement in the campaign, in the election this year. Counting down the days, Die, Die, Dinosaur, with some very stark imagery there from the civil rights movement, from marches. And I think this is all part of the message here about older politicians, older people in power. So joining us now to talk about this song and her album is Vanessa Carlton. Vanessa, welcome to TMZ Live. Great to see you.
Hey, Vanessa.
Nice to see you guys. Look, I'm not being ageist, just to clarify. There's nothing wrong with the elders.
I mean, we're not in power, but, you know, for older people, we just wanted to make sure.
I'm really getting up there. This is really about the old way of thinking and the way that people could sort of slip into positions of power because people don't vote and or people are oppressed in terms of their ability to vote. So I think there's a lot of people that have been able to maintain power in this country because we've all been asleep at the wheel. And these are people that are not interested in public service. These are people that are interested in gaining and maintaining power.
I think you're right that sometimes people stay in power because, you know, the population isn't as plugged in to what's going on. They don't vote. So it's a great message that you're sending.
This is one of those elections that is a character-defining election for who we are as a country. No matter what your value system is, no matter where you're getting your news from, we teach our kids to behave certain ways. It matters. You want them to be good people. You want them to be ethical people. You want them to use good language. You want them to treat people with respect, period. And those people that get away with that, a lot of them are just these old white men who get to do whatever they want. And they need to be voted out because they don't reflect this country and they turn us all against each other.
I really like your song. And as a guy who grew up in the 60s, you know, I miss these political songs like the ones Creedence Clearwater would do. So I love what you've done. I think it's great. The irony to all of this is it's called Die Dinosaur. And the two people running are in their mid to late 70s. Two old white guys.
That's right. First of all, we have to stop the hemorrhaging. We need to vote for a good man and a person that is ethical and a person that wants to bring us together first and foremost. And then we must fundamentally engage and take back our democracy. And one of the things too, I was thinking about TMZ, any company, any brand. I think this is the time where we must all think about the ethos of our companies.
And, you know, and I got to tell you, Vanessa, because one of the things I don't like doing is talking about what we do for charity or what we do in the community, because we should just be doing it because we want to do it. But I do want to say this, because I think you make a really good point. Like, one of the things, we've changed a lot of things at TMZ, you know, since 8 months ago. One of the things we've done is we've given everybody an extra week of paid time off so they can work in the community, so they can do good. And the reason I'm saying that is I'm really proud of that. And I think that maybe that's something other companies can do too, because, you know, it's all these little steps that end up becoming a big step.
That's wonderful. I think keep heading in that direction, and every company needs to just really think about that. And just really quickly to talk about Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook too, because how many people do you know that are just getting their news from Facebook now? And I think it's really important that is an example of a man who has decided that I don't have to really stand for anything. I'm going to hide behind freedom of speech, even though I've created a machine that arguably is now decimating people's trust in the truth.
On this one, I strongly disagree with you. I don't want Mark Zuckerberg or anybody editing what I can look at. I live in a democracy, and I think it's fair enough that people are going to comment if something is wrong, but I don't want people editing stuff that I can't see, because if we do it on one side, then when the other person gets in power, they do it to you, and it's like book burning. So to me, I want all the information, and then I want to talk about it to figure out what's right and what's wrong. I don't want Mark Zuckerberg being my gatekeeper to information. And I know I'm in the minority there, but that's just the way I feel.
Let's clarify. Let's clarify, because I hear exactly what you're saying. You want to make your own decisions. There's two things happening there. Hate groups should not be amplified. They need to be either taken out, or they need to, I don't know how they deal with those. I think they get shut down. So I don't mean not like, I'm assuming you don't need to be seeing KKK pages.
Right.
Unless you want that. I mean, okay.
I'm with you on hate speech.
Right.
Absolutely.
Secondly, it's not really just about editing. This is about labeling. This is like, all right, this piece, this has not been fact checked. This has not been verified. This is an opinion piece. This is that. Like, it's just a free for all frontier. Do you know what I'm saying? And people just get confused.
Agreed. And with all the information out there, it becomes more incumbent upon the population to really look into, do more than read a headline. You actually have to do some research, because there is so much information.
We are out of time. Vanessa, really, I love talking to you. This is really interesting.
It's been a great conversation. Vanessa, I don't want to shortchange your album, because the whole album is not about politics, it's not political, but love is an art. Obviously, I love the title alone, because I agree. But people should check out the album. It is great to have you on, great to talk to you.
Really great to have you on. And I love that you've done Die Dinosaur. I mean, I think political anthems are so important. So thank you, Vanessa.